Coffee with a Chair was recorded before a live studio audience.
Yay! Welcome to Coffee with a Chair. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It's our pleasure, our honor to facilitate this event every single month. It's typically on the second Friday at noon. Mike's verifying it in his head because neither one of us seem to, yes. And it's free and open to the public. We usually, no, it's not at noon, it's in the morning.
It's normally in the morning at 8:30.
8:30, okay, we'd get there. Maybe Mike will put it on screen so people know for next time. But it's free, open to the public. We throw in coffee courtesy of Steamworks right there on US 1, one of the greatest local coffee shops that you could ever go to. Their selection is amazing and their purveyor Mike is just awesome. So we appreciate them very much. But come on down. I'm here.
Also, I want to say about A&G Pools. Because of them, this show is possible. So
Art and Sandy Allen and the Leonards, they just do so much for this community, but they've sponsored this show for years. I try to drag them on the show from time to time, and they're just happy to be our benefactor, and they're such humble people.
They're a humble couple. They don't need recognition.
I know.
And I think everybody in the community knows all that they give, not just to the chamber and small businesses, but to the Humane Society, the Little Feet. They sponsor a lot of different nonprofits.
Boys and girls. I mean, they everything,
yeah.
Honestly. So we appreciate them very much. But you brought a guest.
I did, and I just found out that this is her first time. So I'm going to break you in, Maite.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we actually didn't even introduce you. I just now thought of that. Our Board of County Commission chair, hence Coffee with the Chair, Kathy Townsend. And Maite is our assistant.
Yeah, but let's give a little background on her.
Okay. Yep.
So Maite is, we kind of snagged her from Monroe County.
I remember.
She came up and she was in our planning and zoning department, rock star. She then went back to Monroe County. And she's a resident here in St. Lucie County, though, by the way. And so we tried to get her again, and we did. And we were fortunate, blessed enough to have her come on as the director of our planning and zoning department. And because she is so wonderful and amazing, and I believe in girl power, she's recently been promoted to one of our assistant county administrators or deputy, the title they use. And so I want everybody to know her because she's somebody you need to know, because she's level-headed. Even working with her in the planning department, I probably was one of her worst nightmares.
Never.
Because I always, have to find the gray areas. And Maite does help you get there. And if it can't be done, it can't be done. And she's very honest about it. And she just says, Kathy, nice try, but it's just not going to happen. And then that's okay. So seeing that leadership, and now just the short time that she has been in the position she's in, she's hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And you've done a good job with what you've had to work with, because you've had lots and lots of obstacles to overcome. And I know that, and I don't know that the general public would really recognize what you and George are having to go through. So I want to say thank you, because I know what you're having to go through.
Yeah.
And you're going to really probably see another whole side to me now that you're going to be assistant deputy clerk, because you only saw me from the perspective of the planning department. You're going to really know that I'm crazy, and that's okay. And so, me and Teresa, we are friends outside of this, so it's really fun when I get to be chair. We get to do this because it's like old school for us.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to come on so that everybody could get to know you a little bit, and for you to kind of share your vision and what your leadership is going to be like moving forward into the future. And I wanted them to get to know you. So I was glad that you were available to do the show, so that we could introduce you to St. Lucie County in your bigger role.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. It's a very exciting opportunity. I'm just thrilled to be working with George and this board and this entire department, all the departments in the county. We're in an exciting time.
Yes.
We have a lot of growth, we have a lot of changes, and we have a lot of opportunities that are out there. And I think George and I are pretty strategic in our views and working closely with our board. So we see a lot of opportunities out there. So we're just sort of strategizing right now on where we can grow. We're focusing on the airport and the port. We're working on utility expansions. We're looking at how do we expand our growth management provisions to facilitate growth, but also balance out, any of the traffic or natural resource impacts that other people find opposition to. So it's just a very exciting time.
It is. For those of you that are watching, George Landry just received the position of county administrator. And about the same time he took over as interim is about the same time Maite got moved up into assistant. And if I'm not mistaken, you're down an assistant county administrator,
We are.
right?
That is correct.
And my gosh, it was just a lot of changes in a very short amount of time. But I do remember the first time you came on board, Howard thought you were a rock star. I remember him telling me about you, saying she was a rock star. I'm going to get her for planning, and I think that you'll be super happy. And he's right. I think she's strategic, and both of them are good at efficiencies, which I like as well. You know, people don't understand the importance of the regulatory process for everything in life, not just business.
And we talk about this. We've actually, it's probably been brought up every single show we've ever done about property rights. And there's just so much that can be done because of the legalities of property rights, Right to Farm Act. There's so many components that go into it. And there's so much that goes in so much deeper that residents don't even really understand.
They don't.
And so even me as a commissioner, I mean, I'm not a land planner.
No, me either.
And so, I mean, I know a little bit, but not much. And so I'm constantly having to go to staff and say, what if this would work? Would this will work? And then I'm going to fight the fight. But whenever they say to me, Kathy, if we could find a way, we would, and they explain to me why, then I go back and tell the resident, usually it's okay. They just needed to know that somebody was really out there actually trying and for them. So Maite does usually try to find a way, and if there is a way that she can make it happen, she usually has in the past. So
for those of you that are probably new to the regulatory processes and even land planning, Maite, can you tell us what land planning is exactly?
Well, it's a tough thing to sort of describe. But in the state of Florida, we have statutory provisions that sort of overarching regulations on everybody and everything in this state. And then on top of that, every local government has to adopt a comprehensive plan, which is sort of like your constitution for your local jurisdiction. On top of that, then you do a land development code that implements that plan. So let's say the vision in your plan is we want to be an urban center in the next 20 years or so. You would then adopt codes to facilitate that, increasing density, reducing concurrency requirements, not having so many other regulatory provisions, reducing parking standards, whatever that might be. And then every person that applies has to meet the standards of that code, that comp plan, that statute. And then on top of that, we have fire codes, we have the Florida Building Code, we have floodplain management codes. So there's so many different regulatory provisions on top of each other. It's a difficult place to navigate without somebody helping you along the path.
Not to mention design standards.
Exactly.
So basically what they do is you have an idea of what you want to build where, and planning has to help you figure out what is allowed to go where.
I always advise people, if you have the opportunity, go for a pre-application meeting.
Absolutely.
Because you get there, you get to talk with planning, with the engineering department, the utilities department, the school board, the sheriff's department, and you get input to see, can that be feasible, or could it be feasible if you altered it this way?
Yes.
So it's a great opportunity.
And we have this, Kathy knows this so well, because we talk about it all the time, but we have the small business assistance, which is for people that are novices. They cut hair, they're a barber, they're AC. Even if they have a pre-app meeting, they're going to understand about 30% of it, right? Maybe, yeah. Because it's very heady, it's very processy. And so we tell them to come to us because, you know me, I'm like, that's just not going to work. And I always say that I'm the killer of dreams at the chamber, because most of the jurisdictions send people to meet with me before they even get to pre-app. Because if they're not trying to do something that is just not going to happen, like a boarding kennel on US 1 that has no egress in a mobile home, there's no chance we're going to get it by FDOT and Florida building standards, and not to mention it's not zoned for that, you know. But people don't know that, right? They just think there's this plot of land, it's pretty cheap, I can put a mobile home on it, and I'm in business. And then they go and they purchase it and they find out you can't do any of that, right? So at the Small Business Assistance, it's free to anybody that wants to. You know, we are not experts, but we have the ability to consult with experts. And my staff does a lot of training to try to know at least the basics, at least that, you know, US 1 is FDOT, so you're going to spend 2 years trying to duke it out with FDOT. And so we know a little bit to help them sort of navigate the process.
No, it's a great resource, and we've been directing people to your office as well, because we want them to get that insight in advance of spending a lot of money.
Yeah, before you buy anything, before you lease anything, I can't stress it enough. Talk to somebody.
We say that all the time. You know, it's amazing that the people don't understand.
No, but it's not their world, you know, and I don't blame them for not understanding.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, but there's no way they're going to.
Right. It's just sad that somebody comes along, goes to buy a piece of land privately or through a realtor or a broker or whatever, and then they think that they can do this, and they get there after purchasing it, they find out that they can't do it, and then they get upset. They have every right to be upset, but we have to somehow figure out a way that we can kind of stop that from happening.
And it's hard. We tried to run ads on TV, and we found that our best resource was the cities themselves, the regulatory agencies themselves would refer them, and Facebook and referral amongst our members. Because what happens is people don't watch TV as much as they used to, but we're trying to get to them before they do anything.
Yeah.
And it's really, really, really hard.
I know in my past jurisdiction, I worked a lot with the realty associations to try to give them information in advance, so that when they were marketing the property, they weren't sort of marketing like, oh yes, you can have a kennel here.
Yeah.
When you knew there was no possible way that that could happen, to try to sort of alleviate some of that issue.
And we do too.
And I think our realtors are pretty good about that. I think, if anything, with the realtors, they are very good about knowing the zoning and knowing what businesses and industries can go in there for the most part. I think where a lot of the issues come in is ag. That's probably the biggest thing is, you know, people think that they can buy something that's ag residential. And then they go out thinking they're going to go out there with 5 acres and they can do a kennel, or they can do a boat storage, or they can do semi-storage. And they don't realize, or even the debris, right? And so they don't understand that that's another whole zoning. That's a business. It's an entity, right? And so that's really confusing to a lot of the people, because they're like, but I'm agricultural. I'm boarding dogs, you know.
And I have lots of land.
Right. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I see.
And it does happen a lot, don't get me wrong. But yeah, they think I have lots of land. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, so who cares? They don't understand that that's a life safety issue, right?
Right.
There's no infrastructure to get to them in an easy manner on a timely basis, because they're on a dirt road.
Yeah. But even in built, let's just talk about a dog kennel. Like, you cannot just go put up a building and put dogs in it. It has to have safety. Like if it was to catch fire,
it has to have sprinklers.
It has to have a sprinkler system.
Yeah.
It has to have water to it.
Yeah.
And with every business you do, there has to be ADA restrooms. Well, people aren't going to be out here. It's dogs. Well, no, there will be people out there, because they're going to be dropping off the dogs too.
And employees potentially.
Right. And so they don't think of the bigger picture.
No.
And so that's when, you know, a business navigator, but then again, they have to know about a business navigator, or know about the chamber and the opportunity that they have for free coming from you. So I say this all the time, we do need to find a way and just keep talking about it, letting the chamber talk about it, us keep trying to promote. We have business navigator, and let them know, please, 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 just call the county, call the chamber before you buy anything, just to confirm that you know what your dream is, you're going to be able to do there, and let's get you to the right piece of land.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We would like you to come to us and say, this is what I want to do. These are the 3 spots that I've chosen. Which one's best? Because we might even be able to help you on the Florida Building Code, which is inside. Oh, there's no firewall on this one. There's already a firewall on this one. You're better off to do a daycare at this one, or the parking. And so people don't understand all that goes, but they are life safety issues, and these are not statutes that are established locally. These are Florida state statutes, sometimes federal. For ADA, you have to adhere to them. It's not like you can't get an extenuating circumstance or anything for Florida and state federal statutes. And I also wanted to say that your business navigators are great, because so it's hard to go to the regulatory agency and say, can I do this? And they're going to say, eh. And sometimes they can't say no, because technically, if you want to try to put
They can
a
always
mobile
apply.
home. Yeah. If you want to try to put a mobile home on US 1 with no egress, the law says I can't tell you can't try. So what I find is that your navigators send them to me. And when they come to me, I say, oh, what brings you in today? Well, so-and-so sent me. Oh, you're trying to do something that's not going to work. And he wants me to tell you. I get it, you know. But I think it's easier because I don't have any skin in the game.
Right.
And it sounds better coming from me than the regulatory agency telling you no, which they don't do because you can try, right? Can you imagine, though, if everybody tried, how much money they waste?
And we do try to advise them of that. We say,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of steps here. There's a potential path, but it's 10 applications,
Yes.
$10,000, you know, whatever it might be. It's 2 years of a process. Are you sure you want to do this? You know, like, and you try to advise them, but they have to make the choice.
They
you know?
do. I usually just say, you don't want to do that. Let's try to find you someplace else. I will literally say that in 30 seconds because I
do,
know.
yeah, and I do too.
Yeah.
So we talked a lot about this last month, so I want to talk about that, but I don't want it to all be about that on this one. Let's
Okay.
talk about some of
Did we
the
talk
other.
about? I don't even know.
We
what
talked
we
about this. We talked about that at our last.
I'm sorry, everybody.
We
for tuning in.
did. So we're just updating, letting you know
Yeah.
from the professional, because that's what my Tate did. That was what
Yeah.
she specialized in. So now that she has moved on to another role, which she's still going to be involved in planning.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the visions about what she has and George has. I can say that this morning we had our special meeting with the airport and the P3 group. We were looking and hoping to have developed the airport. That contract is not going to go through.
Oh, it's not.
No, we took a different path. It's been
Okay.
8 months. We could not come to a meeting of the minds, and so kind of this morning it was stated pretty much that we're going to be open for business on a private level. So if you want to come in and you want to build a hangar, you want to have your business there, you're going to deal directly with the county. We'll do our long-term lease with you, and you get your funding and put up your building, which has been my vision the whole time, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of people that have wanted to come out there and have hangars and put their buildings there. So as much as I'm a little bit sad because I really had hopes in this company, the proposal that they showed, it was a beautiful presentation, and I was hoping that it would come to prosper, but it didn't. And so we're just going to take a step back and we're going to try this other perspective. We have hired an airport manager.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we do have a new airport manager out there. And so I think that we'll work some with EDC. Pete can probably now bring some businesses
Right.
in. And there's a couple other developers that have already been trying to develop at the airport.
Yes.
And they've been kind of put on hold. So maybe they'll be able to come forward and develop some stuff out there, mainly on the west side off of Kings Highway.
Okay.
I've spoke to a couple of people that want to develop that out there too as well. So, hopefully that'll happen. The process will go a little bit quicker this time around, and will not be another 20 or 30 years before something really actually happens out there. Turbine Works, who's been out there for a long time, wants to build a bigger building. They've outgrown the building that they're in.
Okay.
They definitely will be putting in a second building, and that will come to fruition, I think, probably within the year. Maite, is there anything you want to talk about from our vision and perspective?
No, I think we're just really targeting both Aero West and Aero East. We do see that there's a lot of potential out there. Our first goal is trying to lease the MRO because we do want to meet our grant obligations associated with that in terms of creating jobs. But we are really excited. We do know that there's a lot of prospects out there. Stan Payne, our airport director, gets a lot of phone calls directly. And now that we're out of this procurement process, we can now start negotiating with those individuals.
Yeah, so we wanted somebody to develop it, and we were going to enter into a contract for them to take over the development of the airport. Didn't work out. So now we have to develop it ourselves. But in the meantime, while you were negotiating, the people that wanted to do stuff out there weren't really allowed. Because I knew
Right.
I'd heard a lot about that. They won't let me, I'm ready to go. And so now they're going to go. But this means now taking over the MRO, which is maintenance, repair, and overhaul. That's sort of what we're known for up there. And I always thought that was sort of our niche market. That was always where we were going to get ahead of the game.
The problem is that hangar was built, and it was built too large. With the standard of the airplanes today, it's only a 12-foot tail, and that was built for bigger planes. And so there's not a high demand for a hangar that large. And a lot of the
Okay.
people that have come in they've had an interest in that hangar. They've wanted to divide it and they wanted to be able to sublease out part of it because they only needed part of it. And it wasn't even a concern because the height was more than what they needed.
Okay.
The average tail wing on planes and stuff today in height is 12 feet. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Is that something you're amiable to, though? Is the dividing it up, that hangar?
Yes,
Okay.
I would be. I
Right.
can't speak for what
The whole everybody.
everybody would be, but I think that because it is the goal to get it rented, I can see us having it divided out maybe into fourths and have 4 little maintenance companies in there, right? Maybe somebody doesn't need half. Maybe they only need a fourth. So that's a conversation that I'm sure we'll be having moving forward with the board, as well as Maite and George and whoever the third part of that team is going to be. But the other thing is people will be able to now come to the county, go to the airport and say, I want to have a hangar on the airport and I want to have a paint.
Yeah.
I want to paint planes, or I want to do the electronics. They'll be able to build a building and enter into a long-term lease with us and be able to put their building up. And, for the last 8 months, we've been in negotiations, so we've not been able to do anything. And anybody that has come, we have sent to them so that they could see the potential of what basically their plan could look like. We've not really had conversations with these people simply because we were hoping that company would move forward and that would be a part of their plan moving forward.
Right. You were like, go talk to them.
Go
They're
talk
going to
to
be
them.
developing the airport.
And they'll build the
Meanwhile-
hangar in your building that you need, and that can be
Yeah.
a part of their plan. So I think that we finally are going to have some movement out there at the airport.
Okay.
I think
And
we need
what's
to
your
look.
vision for the future? What do you think it looks like?
My vision is I'd like to see some T hangars. There's a lot of people in St. Lucie County and the Treasure Coast that have small planes. My son being one of them, and it's hard to find a place to store your plane. And I think that if we were to put up 200 T hangars, they'd be gone before they were ever built. There's that many people in St. Lucie County that have a small plane that would have the T hangar and go in. I think the next step up is to build a little bit bigger hangar where people that have some of the smaller twin engine planes, you could probably put 50 of those in and they would be gone. And then at that point, try to get the MRO hangar established with some businesses in there, and then continue to the west and the north with letting people put the bigger hangars up that are here to do the electronics, the painting,
The full
the
refurbishment.
outfit, the full refurbishing. So somebody could come in and bring their plane here, just like they were going to do at Director at the port. You would bring your plane in and you would be able to hit every obstacle out there. You'd be able to have somebody out there that upholsters, does your electronics, paints, and you'd be able to refurbish your entire plane by the companies and the businesses out there at the airport, and they'd be able to pick it up and go. I'd like to see a motel out there so that the people flying in, it's no different than these yachts. They come with a crew. And so the crew has to have a place to stay. So I'd like to see a hotel out there that does offer amenities and services, because the women alone, they're going to want manicures, pedicures, facials. So have some type of that. There's amenities available within that hotel, and the hotel to be big enough that it could be a conference center too.
Gosh, that's a tall order.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of land.
We
We have a
do
lot
have-
of land available, and
Yep.
once that airport grows, that'll be a selling feature.
So I think if we had the conference center there and we had all the amenities at the hotel, and then eventually I would like to see a commercial flight. There are some small charters out of there now that fly over to the Bahamas. I would like to see a little bit more so that the price could come down a little bit, just like we just were in Tallahassee.
It'd be nice to take a flight from here to Tallahassee, wouldn't it?
And I could do that in the past because my son would fly me up there. It's not available right now, and I did look at a charter out there at our airport. It was $700 to fly me, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I
Yeah.
can't do that, so I drove. But I do think that there could be some small charters come in. It could be a little bit more cost effective to be out there. So I would say probably in the next 5 years, you will see some charters, I think, to the Caribbean and the Bahamas. I think you'll see some charters that will go to Tallahassee during session. I think those charters will be available. I think some of those people possibly have wanted to come, but again, they've not been able to really have that conversation yet because we've been in negotiations and letting the company that we had kind of picked kind of steer the boat, right? So
Yeah.
I think now that people know that we're taking a different approach, we'll start to see a lot more companies come to us that are aeronautical aeronautical related.
And I think you're right. And I think that we have customs there. So we have a lot of international flights coming in just to clear customs and then move on. So I think you're right about the hotel. We have a niche product there that we could, but having the MRO at the port, Director has the largest crane, in North America, which means we're getting a lot of yachts that come in and there's tons of crews. We don't have the amenities for them. And same thing going on at the airport, especially if we expand on our MRO capabilities.
I know back 7 years ago, there was a company out there that they were the only one in the state of Florida that worked on Gulfstreams. And there were a lot of pilots that came in with the Gulfstream and they worked on them. And while they were here, I had a shuttle service that would pick them up because I had my bed and breakfast at the time. And so Key Air would call me and I would come and get them. I would take them to my bed and breakfast. They'd stay with me for a week or two while the plane was being serviced. So I do know that there are planes that will come here that are going to be refitted, and they would stay here the week or two, because there's sometimes when things are being done, they have to be able to contact the pilot or the person that's in charge of the maintenance on that plane, and they need to be present to look at stuff with them. So I think having some lodging available out there, it would go. I'd like to see a restaurant out there too, a very nice restaurant.
I like the restaurant that's out there. I mean, it's not like fancy, but the food's good.
It's very good. I love the Tiki restaurant out there, but I would like to see another restaurant that's a little bit more upscale.
Okay.
That you could come and have a nice dinner and be able to watch the planes come and go and have that's great for breakfast and a burger, but I'd like to see something that's more lunch and dinner.
Okay. And I think people always ask this question, and you know it, why can't we have passenger airline? And I'm just like, do you understand? We have about 340,000 people in St. Lucie County. We are the largest county in a 4-county area. But put everybody together, we're still shy of 500,000 people. And they want to see millions of people in an area before it's viable.
There's federal regulations that we still need to get in place to get a certain certification so that we can have passenger service at our airport.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say that a lot of people that watch the show aren't going to understand this, but we are not a 139 certification. That's what it takes to have that. We are in the process of going in that direction and getting it. Those big planes, the runway is set up to take them.
Yes.
But you have to have a certification in order for that service to come in. And we do not have that certification yet. We're 80% there, maybe.
I think so. Stan Payne this morning, I think said we were 4 to 6 months away
of
from
having
obtaining
it.
that.
We're very close.
But we still have to sustain whoever comes.
Absolutely.
But I think it's like a Trader Joe's or a Costco. Everything's based by these people that sit up in New York and they run the numbers and they go, oh, St. Lucie County doesn't have the income. However, if you build here, we might not have the income they're basing it off of, Indian River and Martin. But you build it here, they're going to come. And that's what they don't see. That's the perception. And it's the same thing, I think, for having a commercial flight. I think if American Airlines came in, there's enough people from Martin County to Indian River and mainly out of Okeechobee and here, I think that it would warrant a flight.
I wonder if we could get them to do like a test run. Like, let's not make a commitment once we get our certification. Just do 6 months of flights out of there and see what happens. Because I feel like you're right. Every time they say, oh, you don't make enough money and you don't have enough people, we always prove them wrong. And we do, they're very viable here. But I do worry about, because I know the charters are available, and you and I both have to go to Tallahassee or wherever. It's not cost effective when it's a charter, to be honest with you.
Right, no, it's not.
And so anything in between a commercial airline and a charter, I do fear for, because it's not cost effective for our residents to use it. I mean, we've had a couple that went over to the Bahamas, Fly the Whale, and we didn't sustain them. We just didn't sustain them. And I don't know if we can unless it is a major American Eagle, which is the smaller planes for American Airlines. They have resources that would.
I think
maybe.
It's also the destination, though.
If
it's from here to New York or from here to a certain location,
or even
Jersey,
here to
Boston.
Atlanta, where you can go from anywhere from Atlanta, right? It's like, so from here to Atlanta or here to New York is a good one. The places that we know people are coming in from.
The other thing is, I think this county is set up more for manufacturing and industrial.
For sure.
And so I see our airport, yes, I do think someday there will be an airport like Palm Beach. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime.
Right.
I think that what's going to happen in my lifetime is there will be some of the smaller charters. And because more wealthier people are coming to this area, they will be able to afford those charters. And they will be able to charter the plane to go where they want to go. You're going to see a lot more private charters. And once the 139 goes into place, I think you'll see some of the smaller jets coming in with some of the small airlines trying to do that. Your 20, 5 passenger planes and stuff. But I see our airport more being where you will come and it'll be a manufacturing airport. I see possibly some cargo coming through our airport. I think possibly FedEx and UPS coming here and having a terminal there.
Right.
I think that you'll see more people coming here to have their planes serviced, because we actually have a lot of companies at our airport that currently, Indian River, Melbourne, Okeechobee, and Stewart don't have the services that we do in some of our businesses. And so currently, a lot of those people that usually go to those airports for things, they are coming here to our airport and getting things serviced. And like, for example, one of the one and only company out there that does all the electronics on a plane, she's 4 months out.
Oh, wow.
So and we only have one at this airport. So you're going to wait, if you're doing electronics in your plane, you're going to wait a couple of months to get that done. So you get everything else done in between. So I kind of see it being more of a maintenance airport with some small charters. And eventually I do think, my grandkids will see like the Palm Beach, but I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime.
No, it's going to be tough. We have the land area, as you said. We have one of the biggest airports.
It is the largest in the state of Florida.
Exactly.
You can take Miami and Orlando on our airport and have 800 acres left over.
But we just haven't got it developed yet. So it will happen.
But the potential is there.
And
we're working on it, and it's going to happen.
Yes.
It
And
is.
and we and part of the TPO, the Transportation Planning Organization, we are, that's another question that comes up a lot from residents is, oh, you're approving all of these things, but yet you don't do anything about the infrastructure. We right now are planning into 2040 the infrastructure, and currently we are looking at widening St. Lucie Boulevard, widening there at Kings Highway on that stretch, putting in an overpass to 95 and the turnpike coming out to prepare to be ready so that it is in place when the airport does decide to take off. So we do plan. We do plan ahead, and I know sometimes it doesn't seem like that we do, but we do. And so when they start seeing some of that activity out there, they need to understand that is going to be done mainly to take some of the traffic off of Kings Highway and widen the road from 2-lane. However, it's also going to be to plan for the airport.
Yep. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
That's right.
So we'll get there. Maite, what do you think is your biggest goal for your first year of?
Well, that's a tough question. I think right now it's just sort of understanding the structure and potentially reorganizing to find the most efficiencies we can within the department in terms of cross-pollinating between departments, sharing information, streamlining, and sort of creating innovative ways to solve a problem. Right now, some of us have silos. We're here, we do our job, we're just looking at our one thing. But I think if we have more collaboration, more discussion, that we will find other ways to do things that are easier and possibly cheaper and easier for our residents to sort of understand as well. So I think my goal right now is sort of how do we build that team and that communication so that we can facilitate that.
Good.
And make the process a little bit faster.
I know. I was just going to say it's probably music to Kathy to the chair's ears.
In all aspects, not just development.
Well, that's been my biggest frustration.
Yes.
Yeah, we've talked about this for years. Is that I'm private business. Something's not right, you fix it and you activate it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And here something's not right, you have to wait months and months and months, and then maybe it might be fixed and then maybe it's not. So it's frustrating to see that. So she is correct. George's vision also is a lot of the same as hers, is to try to streamline a process and make it go quicker and prioritize things and to hold people accountable.
Yeah, efficiencies, and I know that from I told you, we mentioned the other day, I'd known you since the Melon Patch, and so if we both come from a business background where the shortest, quickest, least expensive route is always the best route, and so I knew that that's definitely music to her ears.
It's my biggest frustration.
I know.
It's like, it's not right, we can fix it, but can we fix it in a matter of 2 weeks, or do we have to wait 7 or 9 months. We can fix this.
Yeah.
We can fix it a little bit faster.
So I have that internal struggle all the time. Like, I'm so grateful I love my job, but I'm so grateful that I'm private sector. And if I have a problem, I can just, get to the bottom of it in an hour. And government doesn't quite work the same.
No.
So, but we'll see how it goes in the future. I'm excited. I think I've always admired George's commitment to efficiencies. I mean, that was always obvious. And everybody's been singing Maite's, praises since.
Yes. They're a good
first
team.
time.
I mean, they are. They're like-minded. They're
Yes.
even though they're in government, I think because of George's background in the military, and Maite's background, they're not typical government. They are more business-minded people, and so it's really refreshing to have just the short time they've been there, even in the interim roles. We have accomplished, I feel, more in the last 6 weeks than we have probably in the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and to think about what they've had to come into when they walked into it, and so much that they've had to straighten up and clean up that was not done. They've hit the ground running. So
Good.
once all these hurdles are overcome, which I feel they're close to overcoming them, and they don't have to go back and fix things, and they can just focus on where they're going, things are going to even be better and move quicker.
Very good.
George has always rose to the occasion. When we first hired him, he was an asset in HR, and we put him in utilities, and he hit the ground running out there at the
That's
landfill.
the other good thing about George. He's been a little bit everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
And he's got knowledge, and he's got the leadership to see where those departments' weaknesses were, but to strengthen what they were. And so he's got that behind him. And Maite and him are like-minded. They think a lot alike. It's not like she sees it one way and he sees it another, that it's always pulling apart. They actually are working together. And so I don't think we've had that here, actually.
Are you going to expand on the team? Are you going to bring in the second?
They are.
It actually is advertised.
Oh, it is?
I
So
think it's
anybody
open.
looking for a job, if you want a job as being the assistant deputy, by all means.
Okay,
apply.
very good. Well, we've run out of time, but thank you, Maite, for being
Thank you
with
for
us.
having
I
me. It's been a
appreciate
pleasure.
it very much.
You didn't really say a whole lot though, Maite. Maybe
I'll
we
come
need to
back
have you
again.
back.
I'm not sure if we let her. I'm just gonna be. Kathy and I can get to talking, and we can talk. So yeah, but yeah, it was very nice having you.
Thank you.
Always good to be
And
with you.
anytime you want to be on the show, anytime you have something you want to share, reach out. I'm here for another 7 months.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'd love to
Thank
have you come back. So if there's something that you feel that needs to be told, by all means, please reach out to me, because I want you to have an open invitation to be able to
I
come
will
on the
do
show
that.
anytime you want.
And part of the reason why we talk so much is because Kathy is always very candid, and she will be very honest and will say exactly what is happening and what she thinks of it. And I actually think that's a huge asset to the show. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you talk too much. I'm saying it's a huge asset to have you say exactly what you mean and what you feel. I appreciate that very much. I think the viewers do too, right?
I don't know. I'm sure I drive some people crazy.
Not me.
They appreciate it.
She would never admit it if you did.
No, I think Maite would. I think Maite would come in my office and say, Kathy, we kind of need to have a little talk. She would. I would want her to do that.
Yeah. Well, thank you to both of you. Nice having you. I'm sure we'll have you again. And
just real quick, everybody, I want you to know that we were just in Tallahassee and good things are on the horizon.
they are. Good things are on the horizon. I love that trip. It's a good trip to go on, and it helps strengthen our relationship
It
with our
does.
legislators.
And I saw it again. It was confirmed, as you did, I'm sure. Being up there, there's no county up there that has a relationship with their legislation the way we do. That again was seen.
I know, and I got picked on for it.
Yes, I get picked. I did too. They're like, I wish I had the same relationship with our legislators that y'all do. So we do. We're very blessed. to be
So
here.
blessed.
We are.
Honestly, I sent them both thank you notes because I had that conversation with my counterparts, and they're like, we don't have that.
I know.
And I'm like, oof.
I hear it from the other commissioners throughout the state. So
They're-
we're in a
we're-
good place. There's Toby and Dana and Gail and
Gail.
all them up there. They're doing a great job.
They are. our
Thanks for
best
being here,
interests.
guys. Thanks for always being
Thank
here.
you to Steamworks. As always, head on down there. It's on US 1. Where is it on US 1? It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, is there a name for that plaza? Palm Plaza. Okay. Yeah, I know. I can always say it's near Savannah Road and Buena Vista, but Palm Plaza is perfect. So always, Steamworks is great, and thank you to A&G Pools, Art and Sandy. We appreciate everything they do. And the staff here at the county, Mike and Stefan, for doing the show every single month. Have a great day.